get up, 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 get up. Waking up and I feel so good. Now that the sun is on my face, I get up and reach for the sun. And with this earth I'm one, feeling the ground beneath my feet. So ask me how I'm feeling. So good, I just feel so good. I feel so good, I just feel so good. Feel so good, I just feel so good. Feel so good, I just feel so good, yeah, yeah, yeah. And nothing can take that away. Feel so good. I feel so good. I just feel so good. Feel so good. I just feel so good. Feel so good. I just feel so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling good. Oh yes, I'm feeling good. You know, feeling good. You got to be feeling good. Come on, mama. Feeling good. You know I'm feeling good, you've got to be feeling good, come on, mama. Feeling good, I'm feeling fine. Yeah, I hope everybody's feeling fine tonight. We are the Delirians, coming at you with some sweet reggae music. And we want to take some time and appreciate the Tongva people that were here before us and took care of this land and make it this beautiful place that we're in today. We're going to keep playing some music for you. This one's called Rolling Thunder. Here we come, my friends, like rolling thunder. The time has come for revolution. We are a musical solution. You need to stop all that you are doing and open your eyes. 'Cause now is the time for us to realize that the power is in the people, and the people, they won't give in. Instead of fighting one another like you want us to, we're gonna put our strength together and get rid of you. Here we come again, stronger and stronger. So don't try to run, 'cause you won't get away. If you think hard, and we will find a way to stop all that you are doing before it's too late. Oh yeah, if we catch you coming round our place, you're gonna wish you stayed home that you. We gonna put our strength together and get rid of you. We gonna put our strength together. No, 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 you can never bring us down. The smallest bit of good is stronger than all evil. Yes, we want to say thank you to Churla for having us here today. As some of us here are sons of immigrants, and we appreciate the hard work that they do for our people. And we just want to say thank you once again for all of you who are here supporting this cause, because it's an important cause. Thank you.
Hola, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing. Yes, thank you, the Delirians. That was wonderful. So, in honor of Chirla turning 35, why don't we just pretend we're all 35 tonight? Yeah? You want to do that? I can do that. Even tomorrow, the weekend, that's fine. My name is Fernanda Kelly. I am the co-host of K-Love 107.5 FM, the new morning show, Levántate. This is my first public appearance, and I am so honored to be among all of you immigrant justice champions. I am happy to celebrate 35 years of Chirla in our community. Also, I would like to welcome everyone watching the live stream online. We have a wonderful evening planned for you. Muy buenas noches, yo soy Fernanda Kelly, copresentadora del nuevo show de la mañana de K-Love 107.5, Levántate. Yes, gracias. Me alegra muchísimo estar con ustedes celebrando los 35 años de Chirla. Bienvenidos todos los que están con nosotros y también los que están en línea. Tenemos un gran evento planeado para todos ustedes. You know, I was born in San Diego. I come from immigrant parents de Mazatlán, Sinaloa. I grew up in Tijuana, and as a border child, I understand perfectly the work that the immigrant community has to do in order to contribute to this country. That is why it is an honor for me to be here today with Chirla. Yo nací en San Diego, California, y soy de padres inmigrantes mazatlecos. Crecí en Tijuana, Baja California, donde vi los sacrificios de los inmigrantes, lo que hacen todos los días para poder continuar y contribuir en este país. Por eso, me agrada muchísimo estar celebrando junto con Chirla y con todos ustedes. 35 years is a long time, wouldn't you say? Yes. I'm not sure that when Chirla started this organization, they realized that they were creating not only an organization, but a movement. They were starting something big. The struggle for justice never ends. And precisely because it never ends, tonight is your chance to get involved. You see those cards on your table? You can scan the QR code from your phone to help this mission. For our guests at home, you can click the blue Donate Now button below on your live stream screen. 35 años es bastante. No creo que los fundadores de Chirla, cuando empezaron esta organización, se imaginaron que iba a ser más que una organización. En realidad es un movimiento lo que empezaron. Pero la lucha no termina. Y hoy es nuestra oportunidad de involucrarnos. ¿Ven esas tarjetitas en su mesa? Solo tienen que usar sus teléfonos para escanear el código para donar hoy mismo. Para nuestros amigos en casa pueden hacer clic en el botón azul que dice Donate Now, donar ahora, abajito de su pantalla. And now I would like to present to you Cheerless Board Chair, Esther Hernández.
Buenas noches. Thank you, Fernanda. My name is Esther Hernandez, and I'm president of the Churla Board of Directors. I'm also an immigrant from El Salvador, and proudly a longtime member of Chirla. I've watched this organization rise to meet so many challenges in this work, but I think we can all agree that this past year has been singularly challenging, right? It's been so long since we've had a chance to gather to celebrate the work Churla does every day to defend immigrants. This pandemic has done real damage in our communities. Tonight, we remember those we've lost and honor them by celebrating 35 years of determination. I want to thank my fellow Churla board members for joining us in this anniversary celebration, and their dedication to immigrant rights is truly a joy to see. I'm so proud to be in communion with them. A salute to all of them. And I don't know if I'm supposed to look back, but we are remembering Alma Salazar today. She was our former board member. Please, let's hear a round of applause for Alma Salazar. Our legacy sponsor is SEIU Local 2015. Our pioneer sponsors are Facebook, Kaiser Permanente, and Western Union. Our heritage sponsors are Cal State Los Angeles, University Advancement, California Community Foundation, DoorDash, Extravision, LA Care, National Union of Healthcare Workers, Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary, St. John's Well Child and Family Center, and UFCW Local 770 and Univision. A special appreciation to our advocate and partner sponsors. We could not continue our work without you. Thank you so much. We would also like to recognize a dear friend of Churla, Mr. Wilson Tang. He's Senior Vice President at Cathay Bank, which has supported Cheerless mission since our very first year. He's retiring this year. Mr. Wilson is retiring this year, and we could not pass up the chance to celebrate his personal contribution to the immigrant rights movement, paving the way for us and many other social justice organizations. Mr. Wilson, I don't know where he's at. He's right there. Thank you so much for your work, for your contribution to Churla. This year, Cathay Bank partnered with us to educate the community about COVID-19 and to teach immigrants to stand up to anti-Asian hate. Mr. Wilson, we thank you from the bottom of our heart for your partnership and your leadership at Cathay Bank. Thank you so much. A todos ustedes, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thank you all for joining us tonight. You are all in the room and in the fight with us. Están en la lucha con nosotros. And now it is my pleasure to share with all of you a video that tells the story of Churla in a very beautiful way.
No tener documentos es una cosa seria aquí en Estados Unidos.
Es triste porque vive una incertidumbre dentro de la detención. ¿Qué es lo que te van a hacer o qué es lo que te van a preguntar?
In schools, it was very difficult to come out as an undocumented student.
I imagined that the principal would come get me and pull me, and that all the kids would know that I was undocumented.
You live these things firsthand, but like I said, I never had anyone tell me there's someone out there that can help you.
Chile siempre estuvo, hubiera o no hubiera una oportunidad de legalización.
I heard the word scholarships, and the Wise Up organizer told me the date and time.
Me encontré un papelito y lo leí y allí decía, venga porque le vamos a decir cuáles son sus derechos.
Ver cuántas otras personas están en la misma situación y cuántas otras personas necesitamos lo mismo, todo eso creo que te empodera y te hace sentir que no estás solo.
La comunidad inmigrante salió, digamos, se unió un poco a la lucha cuando vino la ley Sensenbrenner. Porque esa ley fue que sacó el millón en la Broadway. ¿Por qué? Porque nos iban a A nuestros hijos no le iban a dar educación porque eran hijos de indocumentados y que nos iban a meter un año a la cárcel y nos iban a deportar con todos hijos.
Hemos estado presentes en momentos claves, ¿verdad? Momentos bien importantes. Y no nada más presentes, pero sí hemos sido parte de la lucha.
I don't think things get done ever in a silo or by yourself. You always need to be in a group.
Cosas como las licencias de manejo, que fue una gran batalla que se ganó después de muchos años.
All of that was years and years in the making of organizing and trying to convince different governors.
Yo no tengo carro ni manejo, ¿verdad? Yo lo que quería que ganara para que la gente no anduviera manejando con miedo.
A big part of it, of being part of Churla, is solidarity.
To be able to understand that people who may not benefit from the same policy win are still fighting for you. It's a humbling feeling, but more than anything, it's a feeling of empowerment.
La organización de trabajadoras de casa, que éramos como 10, fuimos tan fuertes, hicimos una carta de derechos, ganamos una de, creo que eran 11 o 12 peticiones, ganamos solo una.
Knowing that you have somebody backing you up, and not just one person, but a whole organization of people who are there and who make it their life purpose to help you.
Porque el día que yo me involucré en Chirla, le dije a mis hijos, yo lo voy a hacer por mi comunidad y por ustedes, para que un día ustedes no sufran lo que estoy sufriendo.
Tenemos que pelear, salir de la oscuridad, sabiéndonos defender, ¿sí? Porque si no salimos, no aprendemos.
So I remember we were AB 440. I remember winning the California Dream Act.
DACA was basically, a lot of young, undocumented folks pressuring, even the president at that point.
Al conocer a Chirla es que conocimos todo lo que se ha hecho, todo lo que se tuvo que hacer para lograr tener DACA.
The waiver meant you could pay in-state tuition. So that's literally life and death at that point for me. I literally saw how using your voice, mobilizing and becoming part of a community organization changes lives, because it changed my life.
Nos da esa fuerza para salir y decir, aquí estoy presente, no tengo miedo.
That also motivates me up to this point, because I know that, we've moved mountains before and we can move mountains again.
Estamos en la misma lucha, queriendo seguir aquí, trabajando, tener un mejor futuro para nosotros y para nuestras familias.
People aren't giving up, and they're not waving, and they're not letting go. They're still in fight after so many years.
Yo siento que estamos todos agarrados de la mano por seguir luchando por lo que queremos.
Y yo por eso estoy aquí. No pierdo la esperanza que un día Chirla me ayude para arreglar mis papeles.
Thank you. Yo soy bien chillona. That was so moving, my gosh. That highlights the power of we, right? It's not them or us, it's we. Yes. These folks live the reality of having no status in this country, but they did not let it daunt them. Instead, they worked for the change they cherished. It is exactly those stories and that resolve that brings us together tonight. If you are moved, like we all are, backstage, please don't forget to support by scanning the QR codes at your table to lift the voices of our leaders so they can continue this fight. Immigrants have walked a long way. I'm getting emotional. They believe in the goal, even though they know that the path to freedom is not yet complete. In the words of Frank Acosta, Churla's first executive director, quote, Chirla is rooted in the contributions, vision, and sacrifices of millions of everyday people, remembering those who first came together in shared humanity, democratic principle, and diverse cultural solidarity to form this coalition, end quote. Thank you for those beautiful words, Frank. You let a heart for justice lead you some 35 years ago. We know you are watching us tonight. And now, I would like to introduce Cheerless leader, Executive Director Angelica Salas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Que viva Chirla. Que viva Chirla. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is beautiful, and thank you so much. So good evening. Good evening to all our friends, and welcome to Churla's 35th year anniversary. Tonight, we reflect on the people, past and present, who have contributed to building this powerful organization that we know as Churla. We are here because we believe deeply in Churla's mission towards advancing our mission to create a just society fully inclusive of immigrants. My name is Angelica Salas, and I have the distinct honor of serving as Churla's Executive Director. And I want to begin by thanking our board, I want to thank our staff, and I certainly want to thank our members who are here tonight and also watching us at home. I also want to thank all of you Dodger fans who are actually here and made a commitment to come here to be with Churla. Buenas noches y bienvenidos a nuestra gala anual, y este año se celebra nuestro 35 aniversario. Esta noche reflexionamos y celebramos a las personas de nuestro pasado y nuestro presente que han contribuido a aumentar la fuerza de nuestra organización y promover nuestra misión de crear una sociedad justa que incluye a todos los inmigrantes. Churla was born out of a deep commitment to represent and to walk alongside immigrants and their families. Churla's purpose has always been to make the invisible immigrant visible, to give voice to immigrants' demands for justice, for human rights, and for full citizenship. Over its 35 years, courageous leaders have been part of our organization, and together we have built a national movement for immigrant rights. Along the way, we have also helped make California one of our nation's most progressive and pro-immigrant states. From Father Luis Olivares, our founder, to Marco Firebaugh, to Cristina Riegos, the first organizer for our domestic workers, to Linda Mitchell, one of our founding members, to Alma Salazar, who we just honored, who is our past board chair, may she rest in peace, and to our very own Antonio Bernabe. These are truly giants, giants of compassion. They had the compassion, commitment, and the love for immigrants, and they have been part, as many of you have been part of the beautiful Cheerless story. The people I've mentioned no longer are with us, but they serve as examples to us of how to move forward with fortitude, with determination to win for our families. Churla nació a raíz del compromiso a representar y permanecer al lado de los inmigrantes y sus familias. El propósito de Chirla siempre ha sido hacer visible el inmigrante, asegurar que le demos voz a sus exigencias por justicia, derechos humanos y residencia permanente con camino a la ciudadanía. A través de 35 años, líderes valientes han sido parte de nuestra organización y juntos hemos construido un movimiento nacional, haciendo de California un estado progresista y pro-inmigrante. Del padre Luis Olivares, nuestro fundador, a Marco Fireball, a Cristina Riegos, Linda Mitchell, a Alma Salazar y a nuestro querido Antonio Bernabe, que aquí está con nosotros en espíritu. Estos son gigantes de compasión, de compromiso, de amor verdadero hacia los inmigrantes y son parte de nuestra historia hermosa de Chirla. Las personas que aquí menciono ya no están con nosotros, pero su ejemplo nos inspiran a seguir adelante con fortaleza y determinación. Cheerless membership and now numbers more than 48,500 people. I'm so proud of this. Our members are immigrant youth. They are parents, they're domestic workers, they're day laborers, they're housekeepers, they're restaurant workers and restaurant owners. They are farm workers, they are doctors and they are nurses. They are teachers and they are students. They are gardeners and they are construction workers. And they are so much more than the work that they do. The one thing our members have in common is that after a long day's work, they still make time for social justice and immigrant political empowerment. Nuestra membresía hoy cuenta con más de 48,500 miembros. Ellos son jóvenes, inmigrantes, padres de familia, trabajadoras de casa, jornaleros, conserjes, meseros, cocineros, dueños de restaurantes. Son campesinos, doctores, maestras, estudiantes, jardineros, constructores y mucho más que su oficio. Lo que todos ellos tienen en común y muchos de ellos están aquí, así que quiero celebrar a nuestros miembros que están aquí. Un gran aplauso para nuestros miembros. Es que después de una larga jornada de trabajo todavía dan de su tiempo por la justicia social y por el empoderamiento político del inmigrante. Their courage and their strength give us clarity of purpose, and with them we remain steadfast in our commitment to win permanent residency and a path to citizenship this year. Many of our members have waited 35 years to see legalization become a reality, and they can't wait any longer. We will not wait any longer. Because you know what? Their lives are here. Their families are here. They have long deserved a chance to go from invisibility to full recognition and respect. On Cheerless' 35th anniversary, let us find the power within us to carry on despite the heavy loss of life the pandemic has exacted, and despite the challenges that our government puts before us. Let us persevere like we have so many times before. If these 35 years have taught us one thing, it is that our people are our power. And I repeat, our people are our power. When we invest in their leadership and see ourselves fully connected to them, we can break down borders and build the beloved community in which we all belong. Together, we are power, and together, we are Chirla. ¿Quiénes somos? ¿Quiénes somos? ¿Quiénes somos? Que viva Chirla, que vivan sus miembros y que vivan todos ustedes, que campeones por la justicia. Long live Chirla, long live our members, and thank you to all of you who are the warriors for justice who are in this room. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Angelica. Bravo. Thank you so much. This work cannot be done by one person or one group or even one great organization like Chirla. They really can't do it alone. Tonight we reach out across our community of allies to recognize those who help move the agenda. Porque sabemos que ni una sola persona, ni un grupo solo, ni siquiera una organización como Chirla, tan grande como Chirla, puede hacer todo este trabajo solo. Hoy también cruzamos la comunidad de aliados para reconocer a aquellos que han ayudado a lograr nuestros objetivos. The first award we are presenting is the I Am Migrant Award. And here to present it is Lindsay Toschi, Executive Director of Immigrant Defenders Law Center. Lindsay?
Good evening, everyone. It is truly my honor and privilege tonight to present this award to someone who I admire so much, Mayor Robert Garcia. From the moment that we heard there was going to be an emergency children's shelter opening in Long Beach, Mayor Garcia's voice was front and center, making sure that everyone knew that this was a humanitarian mission and that children would be welcomed to Long Beach and California with dignity, respect, and love. As an attorney who has served migrant children for more than 10 years, and as a mom of 2 kids myself, I know the desperation and hope that parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles hold in their hearts when they send children on this perilous journey. And this spring, as I spent many, many long days at the Long Beach Convention Center with children who were sheltered there, I thought about what I would want for my own children if I were to find myself in that same situation. And I know that what I would want is for my children to be cared for, to be kept safe, and to be reunited with family as soon as possible. For the 1,582 children who were sheltered at the Long Beach Convention Center, it is in great part due to the relentless advocacy and compassionate leadership of Mayor Garcia that we can say that here in Southern California, those children were treated how we would want our own children to be treated. Between his truly innovative tactics to hold the federal government accountable to their promises of quick reunifications, his tireless push to ensure our legal team at IMDEF had everything we needed to protect the rights of all children at Long Beach, to his actual physical presence in the Long Beach Convention Center itself, and his ability to bring joy and light to the children that were sheltered there. Mayor Garcia was truly and is truly a force for good. I am especially privileged tonight to co-present this award to Mayor Garcia with an IMDEF client, Alejandra, who was herself sheltered at the Long Beach Convention Center, and she has a few words she'd like to say.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Solo quiero agradecerle al alcalde por todo su esfuerzo para ayudarme a mí y al resto de los niños a salir del albergue y reunirnos con toda nuestra familia. Muchas gracias a todos por sus esfuerzos. Ahora estoy reunida con mi tía, ya voy a la escuela y me siento muy orgullosa de estar acá. Gracias.
Gracias, Alejandra. And just to summarize, she has said in her words, I just want to thank the mayor for all his efforts to help me and the rest of the children who were separated from their parents to reunite with their families. And thanks to his efforts, I am now reunited with my aunt, and I live in a place where I feel safe and protected. Gracias, Alejandra. We're so glad to have you here and to see you safe and happy with your family. And Mayor Garcia, we are so grateful for you as a leader and as a human being, and I am immensely proud to award this I Am Migrant Award to you on behalf of Chirla.
That was amazing, very touching. Alejandra, you can see in Alejandra the potential and the future of our country, of her country, of her dreams, and I think for all of us here and for Chirla, we're here to support incredible young women like Alejandra. Let's give her a big round of applause. I'm honest. That was a surprise to me. I'm very, very touched that she would be here, and honor me with her presence. I want to just briefly first thank Angelica and Chirla. There are few organizations, not just in California. There are few organizations in America that do more for immigrants and for our community than Chirla does across the country. So a huge thank you to Angelica and to Chirla and to the entire team. I also just want to say that I'm especially touched to be receiving an award in part because I'm an immigrant myself. Yo vine acá a los Estados Unidos cuando tenía 5 años, and at 5 years old, like some people here in this room and millions others in the country, I came to the U.S. as a child with my mom because my mom believed in this American dream. And she left her country because not only was it dangerous, but because she was looking for opportunities for love and for support for her kid, for her mother, for her sister, and for her family. I remember as a young kid, when I first got here, thinking that everything was so complicated, and I miss just the simple playing in the park or being with my grandmother and being with family. Being here, I had to learn English. I remember, like many of you, getting made fun of for an accent. I remember spending hours trying to perfect my American accent so kids would not bully me at school. And I remember how my mom, who cleaned houses and worked at thrift shops, worked so hard so that I wouldn't feel like we were poor. Even though, like many immigrant families, we oftentimes had ramen and hot dogs and rice as most of our meals every day throughout the week. And what's interesting about where we are today is this idea that as a country, we forget what really makes this nation special. Immigrants built the United States. We have built this country. I'm very grateful that even though I grew up poor, I grew up having to learn English, that I grew up with a really strong family and a mother with a sense of dignity and hard work. And so even though she worked houses, and even though she worked in thrift shops, she eventually got a little job at a clinic and was able to provide for me and for our entire family. When I got to college, I was the first in my family, like a lot of immigrants, to go to a university. And I graduated at 21, going out of college. And I remember, as I was graduating, I think she graduated at 22, but around 21 years old, something else happened that was a big deal for me. I became a U.S. citizen. I spent most of my time as a student at the university as a non-citizen. And the experience that you go through is one that's shared by so many dreamers and immigrants that just want to succeed and help themselves and help their families. I think about the chance that I got to become a citizen. I became a citizen at 21, and 14 years later, I got elected to serve as mayor of Long Beach. And every single child that's an immigrant, that's undocumented in our country deserves the same opportunity and chance that I got. What drives, I think, the immigration debate for me today is that every single kid should have the same chance that I got to become a citizen. We as immigrants understand what patriotism really means. We understand what patriotism really means. I have told so many friends that nobody loves this country more than immigrants. Nobody loves this country more than immigrants, especially folks that are undocumented. You have an incredible, not just passion and love for where you're from, but you have this amazing, amazing love and passion for the country that's giving you opportunities and chances. I want to also just say, my mom passed away this last year from COVID-19. She was an essential worker. She worked every single day to work at the clinic, and she may have not been a nurse or a doctor or even a nurse's assistant, but she came to work every day as a clerk for 25 years in the same clinic, helping translate for the nurses and for the doctors at her work. And when she caught COVID early on, it was because as an immigrant mom, as a hardworking Latina, she didn't have a choice of going to work or not going to work. She went to work because she needed to work and because America needed her to be there to help other people. And that's what immigrants, especially our hardworking Latinas in this country, are all about. I want to say, just lastly, I'm incredibly honored and touched that Lindsay was here to introduce and give this award. One of the best things to ever happen to me as mayor is getting that phone call from the White House and saying, will you take this emergency shelter in your city? We know it's going to be tough and there's going to be a lot of opposition. Is it something you'd be willing to do? And for me, it was an instant absolutely. We of course, are going to take this shelter and do everything we can to take care of kids and to take care of the young people that are here. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to all the amazing children. I'm very grateful to Chirla, to Angelica, and let's keep staying in this fight because this must be the year that we pass a pathway to citizenship for the over 11 million people that are here in our country that are undocumented. So thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Me siento un poco diferente, pero cuando me recuerdo me dan ganas hasta de llorar. Cuando me agarraron fue un martes que iba rumbo a mi trabajo a las 5 de la mañana y los agentes me estaban esperando abajo. Lo único que alcancé es hacerle la llamada a mi esposa, le dije, ya me agarraron. Y te quiero mucho, le dije, y me llevaron a la detención. En el momento sentí que todo se venía abajo. Pensé que ya nunca iba a volver a ver a mis hijos. Sí, es muy difícil, es algo que también ellos no pueden superar. Ellos se recuerdan de que se quedaron un mes sin su padre y me dicen que se sentían bien mal. Me sentí bien humillado porque tantos años aquí, todos mis hijos nacidos aquí. Tengo un hijo que está en el Army, está en Afganistán. Eso de estar en las sombras y tener un hijo que está ayudando a este país, se siente uno de verdad que se le viene uno el mundo abajo. Porque uno piensa que tiene de un beneficio y no tiene uno nada, aunque tenga un hijo en guerra. Todos los padres inmigrantes necesitan ayuda porque por ellos estamos haciendo grande este país. Trabajamos para que crezca este país y necesitamos una reforma inmediatamente.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jair Solis. I am now in college, but when I was in high school, my family was torn apart by the threat of deportation. On February 24th, 2019, at 7 a.m., ICE had knocked on our door. I had never imagined the day would come when I would face the possibility of seeing both my parents taken away because of their legal status. Although I was terrified, I knew what to do. No matter how hard they knocked, we did not open the door. My dad was afraid for us. He wanted to turn himself in, but I told him to stay calm and keep the door shut. I had learned that from my involvement with Cheerla's component in high school called Wise Up. Eventually, the 5 ICE agents left. We were safe for now, or at least that is what we thought. 2 days later, it happened again. As my dad got ready to leave for work at 5 a.m., he checked his surroundings and made sure my mom walked him to his car. This time, the ICE agent waited ways away, parked on the road as he approached the 110 freeway. My dad had recognized it and tried to come back home, but 2 ICE cars had blocked the gate, and one more pulled up behind him. He was trapped. He had called my mom, telling her, "Ya me agarraron, no fe, te quiero mucho. Dile a los niños que los quiero mucho." And the ICE agents took him. It was a difficult time for all of us. During those traumatizing weeks, I woke up at 5 a.m. just to talk with him on the phone. We only had 30 minutes to talk. I didn't think it was fair for my father to be treated as if he wasn't human, as if he was a criminal. But Chirla stepped up for my family. They opened a case for him and succeeded in having him released while the case went forward. It took a while, but my father eventually got his work permit, and our family is now healing. And I just want to thank Chirla for everything they have done to help my family survive. So many other families face what we have lived. We need to stop allowing ICE to persecute immigrant families for the sake of a piece of paper. We deserve a chance to live free and close to our loved ones. We deserve dignity. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aid. And he just shared with me that he's interested in becoming an attorney and one day working for Churla. So we will gladly welcome him to the team once he's done at UC Merced and goes through a little bit of law school. And also, we know that unfortunately he speaks for millions of people and families that have been put in that situation. And thank you again, y gracias por tu valor. If you want to see more young activists like Yair be transformed and be able to participate in this way, go ahead and scan the barcode at your table and donate to our youth program. Hello, everybody. My name is Carla Navarrete. I'm currently the Legal Service the Director of Legal Services here at Chirla. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hold this role dear and near to my heart because I too grew up in the San Diego-Tijuana border, and I see and saw firsthand sacrifices that people made to come into this country and provide their family a better life. As you have seen from the stories told today by unaccompanied minors, by Yair, and by other folks, people are really waiting for the opportunity to be able to hinge on to legal protections. Just simply a piece of paper that says you belong, you are approved. And that is what we're working towards every day. Winning solutions that provide transformative shifts for millions of immigrants here in the United States, and they will gain basic rights like their health care and right of movement. But we're not there yet, and we know that Chirla is really involved in this battle day in and day out. We know that you understand how crucial it is for families to get this permanent residency. It's truly our make or break moment right now. And we know that you, like us, want to see families get their due. So please, again, we're here at a fundraiser. Go ahead and scan and give more to Chirla so we can continue working. Thank you. So as we push for this ultimate goal of legalization, of residency, I want you to know that our legal team is working tirelessly to provide our clients the best legal representation we can, helping them overcome language barriers and helping them navigate complicated, costly legal processes every day that grant them either temporary or partial or just legal residency and relief. I hear stories every day of mixed status families that are doing everything they can to stay together, either through family petitions, naturalization applications. We also have families come to our door that are running from life-threatening conditions. And we also have a lot of victims of crimes who are sharing their story and bravely coming forth to apply for relief like U visas and BAWAs. Churla's legal team steps in wherever the community needs, and we're able to help people even amid this pandemic, advising them, representing them in court, and also trying to secure whatever legal status we can. Once again, take your time to donate for Chirla, for anybody in any church. So, I am, once again, the Director of Legal Services, and I cannot get off the stage without thanking my team, over about 50 team members in the legal department. Thank you. We have attorneys, paralegals, we have legal assistants, legal fellows, and we also have DOJ accredited reps that continue to work day in, day out, and hopes that we can get people a better legal status. Thank you so much, everybody, and please don't forget to donate to Chirla. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Muchas gracias por todo tu esfuerzo. Chirla puts immigrant families at the center. They go to the meetings, get the trainings, speak to the legislatures. In a moment, we'll hear from a longtime Chirla leader, Director of External Affairs. Chirla pone a las familias inmigrantes al centro de su trabajo. Ellos van a las reuniones, hacen las capacitaciones y hablan con los legisladores. Uno de estos líderes es el director de Asuntos Exteriores y hoy nos habla de la importancia de alianzas. Trabalenguas. Apolonio Morales is a product of Cheerless project and a shaper of it. He will speak on the importance of alliances because none of this can do this alone. ¿Sí o no, Polo?
Buenas noches. Good evening to everybody. Oh. It's a new world we live in here. Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to be channeling the spirit of the Latina mother tonight, as we heard from Mayor Garcia. When my mother first came to the United States, she dreamed of working hard for a year and then going back home to Mexico, to the University of Guadalajara, to become a nurse. And what she found here when she came to the United States back in 1974 was a system that was really stacked against her. As a seamstress, she worked her hands to the bone to keep a roof over our heads, clothes on our back, and food on the table. I get my inspiration from her. As a Director of External Affairs, give it up for the mother. As a Director of External Affairs, I get to see what it means to bring people together to fight the good fight. Examples of this collective effort are the many groups who found their home at Chirla. A lot of folks don't know this, but Endilan, CIPC, the National and the California Domestic Workers, the Garment Workers Center, MIWAN, the Multi-Ethnic Immigrant Worker Organization, FIRM, the Fair Immigration Reform Movement, MPNA, the National Partnership for New Americans, BAJI, the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, and many more. I guess that makes us incubators, correct? Over decades, Chirla has united people from many backgrounds with the belief that together we can make a difference. That is why now we have well, actually over the course of decades, we've developed deep relationships with the AAPI community, the Black, Indigenous, Jewish, LGBTQ, Muslim organizations, folks from all stripes, all walks of life, to lift up all immigrant voices. This collaboration has brought many wins over the years, from AB 540 to driver's licenses to criminal justice reform and the California DREAM Act, more recently launching the Yes Immigrants Forward campaign to fight for a path to citizenship, to working with Los Angeles County partners to win COVID recovery leaves for all immigrants with the Immigrants RLA campaign. We believe that there is no true recovery for this country without immigrants, regardless of the categories that they fit into. If it benefits immigrants of any background, Chirla is committed to use its political muscle to get the job done. I want to speak a little bit more in terms of recent events. We were all outraged at the images of the Haitians being whipped at our southern border for simply seeking asylum. Thousands have been deported back to Haiti, where an earthquake, a tropical storm, and a presidential assassination have taken place just this past year. These deportations are unacceptable and outrageous. The organizations who have stepped up to push back on the Biden administration are Baji, Haitian Bridge Alliance, and DocuBlack, all which help Black immigrants. There is an action right now in San Diego organized by Haitian Bridge Alliance as part of the Week of Actions to lift up Black immigrants, and one organized in Los Angeles just this past Tuesday in downtown LA, which was organized by Baji. And so we stand committed and in solidarity with this cause. We also want to thank Immigrant Defenders, which has valiantly stepped up to support unaccompanied minors, and Cielo for their work with the indigenous community. In good spirit, Chirla is committed to do what we can to support their collective efforts. We have never believed we could do this work alone. It is our commitment to coalition, the very first word of our acronym, that drives Chirla to build up others. When people look to California, they see a strong immigrant rights movement exploring what's possible. We believe in including immigrants in our society. We expand opportunities for them, and most importantly, we make sure, always, that as Chirla, we center the voices of those directly impacted and affected. Without them, there is no movement. Thank you very much.
Felicidades, Chirla. Somos Chirla. On this incredible 35 years of celebrating unapologetic justice for immigrant communities, we are with you. Planned Parenthood Los Angeles is honored to be here with you tonight and the honorees, and siempre to celebrate the contributions you have made on this journey. We know this journey encompasses relentless sacrifice, focus, and fierce ganas. Mil gracias. We're so proud to support the incredible work and to be a partner on this continued journey. La lucha sí sigue. This annual gala brings together supporters. We're celebrating, we're honoring the children like Alejandra, and we're doing this in person, and we're vaxxed, and Chirla was part of making sure that there was vaccine equity in our immigrant communities. We knew how hard that was. Each honoree tonight fought the good fight to ensure COVID vaccine equity. If these last few years, under the previous federal administration, I cannot even say the name, was fully anti-immigrant, fully anti-women, fully anti-Planned Parenthood, and everything that we hold near and dear to our hearts. I don't know what else amplifies the intersectionality of the work that we all do together. The patients we see every single day are dreamers. They're essential workers. They're youth that are simply trying to protect themselves and their families and advance. The people Chirla serves are, of course, new immigrants, dreamers, essential workers, youth, people like my parents at one point, people that need care, we all know that, pregnant people, and who need options. We are serving the same people. Almost 2 weeks ago at the Women's March for Reproductive Rights, some of you were there. That's right. We're still, la lucha siempre va a seguir, right? So my colleague was on stage and she mentioned a following quote by Maya Angelou. And she said, the truth is, no one of us can be free until everybody is free. We are all not free yet, unfortunately, but we're very clear. We have been fighting together for freedom for a long time. Our evolved partnership will further our fight. Case in point, what's happening today in Texas is horrific. It happens in Los Angeles, it happens in the state, but Texas is a great example of folks experiencing unconstitutional abortion bans and immigrants experiencing horrific border barriers, unlike what they experience in the city of Long Beach. Thank you, Mayor. We are definitely not all free yet. But as painful and as challenging as these last years have been, and as horrific as what's happening in this state of Texas as an example, we know that together we will continue on this journey towards freedom and will achieve full self-determination for our lives, our bodies, and our future. Long live Chirla, pa'lante. Felicidades, Chirla and Angelica, and the team.
Once DACA was first announced, I was like, I'm finally going to be able to have an opportunity. And then that year that I was going to be able to apply for DACA, it was no longer a possibility, you know? And so I think it was nerve-wracking. It was really sad, honestly, because I feel like all my dreams had been like teared away. Like literally, I was like, how am I going to move forward, you know? And with my parents, I feel like they try to not show it to me, but I know that they also like, whatever happens to me, like all of the possibilities that were ripped away from me, I felt like they really felt it because I could tell it in their eyes. But now with this, I can finally start doing everything I love. I can finally go volunteer at the Children's Hospital. I can finally give my time to other organizations because I now have a Social Security. And now I can finally know that my future is secure. I can do everything I want. I can take the MCAT now. It kind of is freedom, but I was also talking to my parents, it's like a new identity. Like, this is a new version of myself, you know? I feel like sometimes people in power don't really take it as, oh, I'm affecting people's life. It's just kind of like, depending on what politics says this day is whether or not like it's gonna influence the decision. But these are real people's lives, and DACA, it gives you a lot of opportunities. It gives you the work permit. You're able to do a lot more things, a lot more freedom. But eventually, citizenship is what we all want because we want that security. Because with DACA, it's always up and down, depending on what one person says. And then it's like, you're not going to have it this day, but you're going to have it the other day. Or sometimes you do deserve it, but then another day you don't. So we definitely need that security because I know it's not healthy living that way.
I remember when I was in Gabby's position and my life was uncertain. I was 17 years old with the dream of going to college, but I couldn't because I was undocumented. My name is Maria Elizabeth Barrera, and in 1998, I became a Churla youth member to work for the passage of AB 540. We worked really hard, and we won AB 540. AB 540 is the law that allows undocumented high school students to attend college, and because of that, many of us were able to go to college. But today, we are presenting to you, we are all Churla alumni. We were either formal organizers or members who graduated from Chirla School of Activism for Immigrants. With me is Andrea Guadarrama, a longtime Churla member. A longtime Churla member who helped organize the domestic workers bill in the 1990s. And to my right is Sean Tan. He's a former Wise Up member who worked to pass the California DREAM Act and helped pass DACA around 2012.
We had teachers in that school, leaders who brought us along and inspired us. First among them was Tony Bernabe. Tony became organizing director at Chirla, but he began as a day laborer looking for a chance. He joined Chirla in 1997 and was with us until COVID-19 took him away from us in January. Tony was my teacher. He taught me to see beyond my own, to fight for everyone, and to continue the fight for social justice. As we know, Tony led with his heart. He was always in the street, meeting people and listening to them. On the streets and with the people, in day labor sites, churches, or community centers. There was always someone who knew him, and he will always be with us. We miss him today and always.
Mi nombre es Andrea. Conocí a Tony por más de 23 años. Vi su dedicación y su compromiso con la gente. Era una persona sencilla, siempre se acordaba de la historia de cada uno de nosotros, no importa quién fuera, jornaleros, trabajadores, domésticas, trabajadoras sexuales, estudiantes, siempre tenía algo que aportar, algo que sugerir, alguna manera de ayudar. Tenía una fe contundente en la misión de Chirla. Hizo él el trabajo de su vida. Sabía que los emigrantes son el futuro de este país. Gracias. Tony, te extrañamos.
¡Que viva! Antonio José Bernabe was one of the most genuine souls that you could ever meet. Tony was a great leader. Tony was a great leader, and most importantly, Tony was a great human. And to help us continue this,
Hello, dear Chirla family, compañeros in the struggle, and folks watching at home. My name is Basilio Hernandez, and it is my honor to have been invited to lift up the memory and legacy of a beautiful human, our leader, and my mentor, Antonio Bernabe. Tony was a great man who encouraged the use of art as a means to empower the movement. He introduced me to a world of art for social change and how our words and creative work are truly powerful. The example that he left us and the energy that his soul gave Chirla and other organizations nationally who never cease to exist. And that is why we are here. Thank you to his family. who is present tonight, for sharing him with all of us for so many years. Gracias. Nací en un nido revolucionario, donde nació la independencia y llegó la revolución. Natal es el lugar que un día se convirtió en Celaya, que fue el fin de Villa y la división del norte. Tierra de mezquites, tierra de lucha, campos sembrados primero de los revolucionarios y su sangre, y luego de cultura. Nací de gente pobre y viví pobre, pero con la urgencia de cambiar nuestro presente. Eso me llevó al norte, donde encontré otra lucha de muchos que se parecía a la mía. Aprendí que hay una frontera y cuando la cruzas eres indocumentado. Indocumentado, una situación o estado de desafío constante y una lucha de cambio permanente de muchos, que se ha convertido en el sentido de mi vida, con el reto de cambiar el presente de los de aquí y los de allá. That's all. It's my deep gratitude to share with you all a little piece of art that I created to honor him and to hold up his legacy. And it's a video, it's a song called Mi Hermano Azteca, which is also a poem. And I hope you all enjoy.
Mi hermano azteca, comenzaste tu revolución pasando panfletos en iglesias, escuelas y estacionamientos, tocando los tambores del despierto, los tambores de la paz y la amistad de la raza humana al ritmo del corazón. You scram it into blowhorns saying, sí se puede, and the ears of history continue and forever will ring. El gallo cantante despertando las mentes de los dormidos, los oprimidos, los explotados, los desgastados, agitados y bien frustrados con un sistema que no los quiere. Gritándole al pueblo, a tu gente, organícense, hagan conciencia, luchen por sus derechos y les digo, estoy seguro que sí se puede. You inspire generations with your words of truth and love. Y sí, sí, sí me duele. But the tears shed for you glisten on pavement and remind me to keep and continue to sing. Tu alma regresará a sus pirámides adornada de fuego junto a los demás guerreros para descansar un rato, pero nunca se apagará el fuego que prendió tu ser en este mundo temporal. Con manos fuertes construiste un futuro nuevo, tu grandeza del ser humano, tu corazón de azteca, hermano. La comunidad sigue entre manos y creciendo, diciendo contigo, sí se puede. Oh, my Aztec brother, yes we can. Yes we can, and let us sing over and over and over again. Yo, y tu mente calmada en la batalla, tus ojos brillando con la esperanza de un futuro mejor para los demás. Organizador, guerrero, artista, filósofo, la lucha sigue y se ganará. La paz y el amor triunfará, y el respeto y la humanidad por la cual tú te paraste, por la cual tú luchaste y no nos dejaste sin dejarnos con buena razón para seguirle dando todo nuestro amor. todo nuestro corazón y toda nuestra verdad. Gracias, hermano azteca, por tu baile en la historia, por la gloria de porque tú trajiste un honor a tu familia humana y mi hermano, nunca te fuiste y siempre estarás aquí en la buena lucha por la libertad, por la buena lucha de la humanidad. Thank you, my Aztec brother, mi hermano azteca. Thank you. Gracias a ti.
¿Quiénes somos? Porque las trabajadoras de casa prefieren los caminos a las fronteras. ¿Quiénes somos? Porque a nosotros nos mueve la fuerza del amor y no el odio. ¿Quiénes somos? Y porque estamos aquí y no nos vamos. ¿Quiénes somos? Y porque vamos a luchar hasta la victoria siempre. ¿Quiénes somos? Cuando luchamos, luchamos.
Yeah, hey, you want to get a chance?
Yeah.
So I was going to just lead it into it. So.
Okay.
Rest in power, hermano. Now, let's together keep that same energy and power going, especially now that we're so close to what we're working so hard to see in our communities, and what we want is a path to citizenship, right? Tony, we are here and we honor you by proclaiming quiénes somos, who are we, and we are Chirla. Now, whoever can, please stand up, and whoever's watching at home, stand up with us. And we're gonna do Tony's chant. So when we say, ¿quiénes somos?
Somos Chirla.
¿Quiénes somos?
Somos Chirla.
¿Quiénes somos?
Somos Chirla.
And now for the last one, we're gonna do one more. And when we say ¿quiénes somos? Y'all are gonna say, somos Tony. Are y'all ready? ¿Quiénes somos?
Somos Tony.
¿Quiénes somos?
Somos Tony.
¿Quiénes somos?
Somos Tony.
Gracias, Tony presente por siempre.
Wow. Wow. Gracias a todos los Chirla leaders. Yes, gracias. To continue in that spirit of this incredible leadership, it is my pleasure to introduce María Elena Durazo, now state senator and always a child of a migrant farm worker family and union leader representing a largely immigrant Los Angeles district in the California Senate. Para continuar con esa misma energía, tengo el orgullo de presentar a continuación a María Elena Durazo, una gran líder que vino de familia migrante campesina y ahora es senadora estatal representando con orgullo el Distrito 24. Senator Durazo is here with us today to present Cheerless Leadership in Action Award that goes to St. John's Well Child and Family Centers. La senadora Durazo está con nosotros hoy para presentar el Premio de Liderazgo en Acción. Let's all thank and welcome Senadora Durazo.
Okay, what inning is it? No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not thinking about that. I'm focused here. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Buenas tardes. Buenas noches. A big, big, lovely, warm congratulations to Churla. All the work that you do, so extraordinary. and especially to all my friends. It would take me a long time to name everybody, but led by my good friend Angelica Salas, who I had the privilege of getting arrested with her a few days ago. I want to thank and congratulations to Mayor Garcia. I had the honor of being at the center there, at the convention center, and saw the incredible love that was being poured out to all of those children. And so thank you, Mayor Garcia, for what you've done for our community. And especially at a time of such great personal difficulty, you stood up, and while you were in pain, and you stood up for our community. So thank you very much. So I'm here to thank Chirla for your partnership, for all these years that I've been around, and also to thank you for the opportunity to introduce the recipient of this year's Leadership in Action Award to St. John's Medical Center. St. John's is the largest healthcare provider for immigrant and undocumented families in the region, the largest. Their role as a provider of essential care to our brothers and sisters was especially important and elevated amidst the pandemic. While some of us pushed for more robust statewide efforts to include and prioritize that gap that only got worse for hundreds of thousands of people in our community, St. John's was right there early on to serve our community. They were there, and they are a champion then, every day since then, before the pandemic, but especially during the pandemic, providing access to testing and treatment. They did not miss a beat. They knew that this disease hit our communities, the immigrant community, the Latino community, especially hard. We know the statistics. The Department of Public Health statewide said 53% of the state's cases and 46% of the deaths were from the Latino community. In East LA, Latino residents contracted the virus at more than double the rate of white residents. Later, when vaccines began to be approved for emergency use, St. John's moved fast. They moved fast to make them available, collaborating with other organizations, elected officials, and schools to set up these pop-up clinics in communities that had had so few services. I want to thank them for partnering with our office to host more than 12 vaccine events throughout my district as part of their vaccination campaign. You saved many, many lives, St. John's. I also want to give St. John's a special shout out for the part they played in the Health for All campaign, where we won Medi-Cal for undocumented Californians 50 plus years and older. Sisters and brothers, that means almost 250,000 more Californians will have access to health care that didn't have it before. And we're not satisfied. We're going to keep on and keep on until every single California wins health care as a basic human right. And we know, again, protecting immigrants, St. John's has been there for years, and now during the pandemic, ensuring testing equity, treatment equity, and vaccine equity for immigrant families. Finally, I want to tell you a story that the few times I've ever had the privilege of introducing St. John's, I've told every single time, and I will never stop telling this. In 2013, I and others were campaigning for a $15 minimum wage. Of course, back then, that was a shocking thing to expect, in spite of all the poverty, but it was like, we can't do that. At one event that I spoke to on the issue, Jim Manja comes up to me and he said he wanted to take us up on the challenge, and he did. I bet he was the only and first employer in the entire state of California to voluntarily raise the minimum wage to $15 before it was law, before it was required. He stood up and said, I'm taking care of the people who do the hard work for St. John's. So sisters and brothers, there's so many more things that I could say about Jim and St. John's and the work that they do. And Mario, everyone there, I'm so appreciative. Sisters and brothers, please welcome Jim Manja, St. John's Medical Center, for the award that they so well deserve this evening, Cheerla's Leadership in Action Award. I got all these. And mine. Is somebody taking a picture or they're gonna go later? Okay, okay. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Good. I'll hold this. I'll hold it for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Durazo. The thing that moved me to the story that Maria Elena just told about the $15 an hour, we were at an anti-poverty conference together speaking, and Maria Elena got up and said, the best anti-poverty program is a good paying job. And I took that to heart. And that's when we went to 15 an hour. So first tonight, I would really like to congratulate Chirla on its 35th anniversary. 35 years of advocating for the most vulnerable, the most discriminated against, and lifting up the voice of immigrant families. What an incredible 35 years of work. Thank you, Angelica, and all the staff and activists in Chirla for all that you've done for our immigrant communities. Secondly, I want to express how honored we are at St. John's to receive the Leadership in Action Award. We're so honored to partner with Chirla over these many years. As the largest provider of healthcare services to immigrant and undocumented families in the United States of America, it is allies like Chirla who paved the way and created the conditions for us to be able to provide these critical healthcare services. As a child of immigrants, immigrant rights is very close to my heart. My grandfather was an undocumented immigrant, and the only way he got his citizenship was to fight in the World War, in which he earned the Purple Heart. Since immigrants do the bulk of the frontline and essential work our communities depend on, we know that they were hit hardest by the COVID pandemic. There was so much suffering in the community surrounding our clinic sites in South LA, in Boyle Heights, in East LA. Tens of thousands of people became ill in Los Angeles. Thousands died. And we stepped up early in the pandemic to provide testing, triage, and we were the first federally qualified health center in the country to provide monoclonal antibody infusion treatment to those who were sick. We did that for over 100,000 South LA, East LA, and Central Los Angeles residents, regardless of immigration status. When the COVID vaccine became available, we mobilized. We bought the last 3 Pfizer freezers in the country, the last 7 Moderna freezers in the country. We got 100 organizations, churches, community organizations, to sign on to a letter demanding that vaccine be provided to low-income Black and brown communities in Los Angeles County, and we got them. We opened 26 vaccination sites in record time, deployed 3 mobile clinics 6 days a week. Mario Chavez, who's here today, is heading up our mobile effort, and he's vaccinated tens of thousands of people on those mobiles. We partnered with community-based organizations like Chirla, elected officials, labor unions, and school districts to expand vaccine access and demand vaccine equity. You may remember that early on in the vaccine effort, pharmacies were refusing to vaccinate people without documentation. Many immigrant families were afraid that if they came to get vaccinated, they could be deported. We mounted a major outreach effort, going door to door. We purchased advertising on Spanish language radio and television to reach undocumented communities and let them know they could receive the vaccine at one of St. John's mobile pop-ups or stationary vaccine sites. And we're proud to say today that we vaccinated over 320,000 people, more than 40,000 undocumented immigrants. So that's what vaccine equity looks like. That's what partnerships with organizations like Chirla look like. We are determined to continue vaccinating our immigrant communities until we defeat this pandemic and give immigrant families all of the opportunities they deserve for a prosperous and healthy life. Somos Chirla. Thank you so much.
Yo cuando empezó la pandemia me afectó mucho porque yo, como le digo, yo vendía en una esquina de allá donde yo vivo y entonces como empezó todo esto ya no vendí nada, ni trabajé ni nada. Me afectó demasiado a mí la pandemia. Yo dijera que sí podrían poder ayudarnos más para que ya que estemos más mejor de la pandemia, estemos más, por lo menos que haya más ayudas para la renta o para la luz, ¿verdad? Para la comida. Necesitamos una ayuda continua porque aunque se vaya a acabar la pandemia, de todas maneras sabemos muchas personas que estamos igual porque no tenemos trabajo, hemos perdido seres queridos, ¿verdad? Me afectó mucho ya no poder hacer nada. Y todavía hasta la fecha pues no puedo salir a vender nada.
Que viva Tony Bernabe, que viva. My name is Victor Naro, and I work at the UCLA Labor Center, project director. I'm also a professor of labor studies. But I want to talk to you about Chirla and what it has meant for me and so many of us over the years. I worked at Chirla from 1996 to 2002, and I can say without any doubt that those were the formative years of my life. I grew up as an activist. I found my grounding in my raíces as an immigrant from Peru, and I really think I'm the person I am today because of Chirla. You know, thank you. Back then, we were a smaller organization. We had that crazy office building on Wilshire and Union. The building is no longer there, but trust me, it was a crazy building. We were a small organization. We were always struggling to survive financially. And today, Churla has grown into a major organization that has meant so much for the lives of immigrants. You know, we continue, each and every one of us in this room has played a major role in the fight for immigrant rights. We are all connected so well in this movement, but we still have a broken immigration system. And for me, I see it as a life and death situation. So many millions of lives are on a fragile balance. And I can say Churla really has saved a lot of lives. I think there are a lot of immigrants, their families are united today. They are able to be healthy today because of the work of Churla. Unfortunate situation is that you still have a separation of families. You still have immigrants dying, not just in this country, but the border. You still have the exploitation of undocumented immigrants happening all around the country. And so really, the work of Churla today is more important than ever before. And giving is one of the best ways to contribute to the work to save the lives of immigrants. And Churla is not a profit organization. They don't make a profit. They rely on the giving so they can be able to do that work. And I think we give in many ways. I think we connect with Churla to the work. I think every day I'm involved in some meeting or some coalition space where there's a Churla member. I think Paulo and I probably have many spaces together than ever before today. But I think there's other ways to give. And I know in your table you have the scan and give. And, it doesn't matter how much because they all multiply. And that's the beautiful thing about a movement. Like each one of our gives, it multiplies. And it's the giving that's really important. I'm fortunate enough today that I can make a pledge tonight of my own for $1,000. And I will give $1,000 tonight of my own finance. But I ask each and every one of you to give what you can tonight because I can assure you I've been able to contribute to Churla over the years and I've seen the donations are so well spent in this organization because I witnessed what the giving does to people's lives. And I think if there's any organization I really encourage you to give to is Churla. So please go to the scan and give and do what you can to really give to Churla so they can continue to do that work. And we will all work together and fight together to really improve the situation for immigrants today and finally win the immigration reform that we've been fighting for so many years. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anike Torres. I am an independent filmmaker and an actress, and the writer and director of Cheerless' third film in its Know Your Rights series and first feature film, America's Family.
Buenas noches. Soy Emiliana Guereca, fundadora, founder of Women's March Foundation, Marcha de Mujeres Los Ángeles, y productora, associate producer of America's Family and an immigrant.
Since 2006, Chirla has used cinema as part of its community education, reaching more than 11 million viewers through broadcast television, through social media, through community screenings and university screenings, and through distributor New Day Films, the largest independent distribution company for social justice and education in the nation. Churla films are inspired by real stories, real people, real events, and they're developed in partnership with community members, activists, and professional artists on both sides of the border.
From 1986 to 2021, more than 35 million people were deported. Let that sink in. Many mixed status families were separated, including my own in Chicago. In America's family, the mixed status, mixed ethnic Diaz family fights to stay together after ICE raids at their home and workplace. In the clip, you will see Emiliano, middle son and a brand new attorney, try to get past officials to see his detained mother. Meanwhile, his brother Coque navigates the shock of deportation. You'll notice a running clock in the corner, a reminder of how fast deportation happens.
Our goal is to distribute the film not only to support and educate our members and immigrant communities and deportee communities, but to mainstream audiences as well, to move them to become advocates for laws that welcome immigrants and keep families together.
Movies and people change minds and hearts. After 4 years of producing in 2 countries amid a pandemic and a Trump presidency, we proudly share with you a scene from the story we all know firsthand. We hope it inspires you to support. We hope it inspires you to continue to be Chirla. Let's watch.
I'm looking for Marisol Diaz.
Do you know her A number?
Her what?
Her A number. Marisol Diaz?
Mm-hmm.
A number 069126064.
Yeah, can I see her?
You have an appointment?
I'm her lawyer.
There's no G28 form on file.
I'm also her son.
You have to make an appointment. Call him on Monday.
Monday?
Marisol Diaz, come on down. Right here, please. See your hands. Okay, turn.
Jorge Díaz.
Thank you. That was amazing, right? Yes. America's Family shows that Chirla already knows that telling immigrant stories is one way to contribute to the identity of this country. America's Family muestra lo que Chirla ya sabe. Las historias de inmigrantes son una manera en que contribuimos a la identidad de este país. And now, I think we are ready for the final award of the evening, the Journey to Justice Award. It's going to someone who you have seen actually a lot recently, a man who, in wrapping the story of another immigrant, took Broadway by storm with Hamilton. But if you thought Lin Manuel Miranda was the new immigrant rights activist, you're wrong. Lin and his family have been great supporters of Cheerless for years. Estamos por presentar el premio principal de la noche, la Jornada de la Justicia, que va a alguien que hemos visto mucho recientemente y ha conquistado a Broadway con la historia de otro inmigrante, Hamilton. Pero si pensaban que Lin Manuel Miranda es un novato en esto de los derechos de inmigrantes, están equivocados. Lin y su familia han apoyado a Chirla ya por varios años. But don't take it from me. Take it from Edward James Olmos, another Latino luminary of the stage who is presenting tonight's award. Let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Edward James Olmos, and I'm here to say thank you. Thank you to you, all of you, who are participating here and really supporting one of the strongest organizations we have in our community, which is Chirla. Chirla has helped the community in such a strong way. I can only say thank you to them 1,000 times over. That's why I'm doing this. Because they're a strong and beautiful organization that helps the community every single day. And tonight, they're saying thank you to who I consider to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest artist to materialize in the 21st century. I can honestly tell you that the first time I ever saw him was in the Heights when he was performing it. And when we talked after, I was so moved by his humility and humbleness and his understanding of his life, but at the same time, so thankful and respectful of my artistry. And boy, I tell you right now, Chirla, you couldn't have picked a better person for the Journey to Justice Award this evening. Because this man is truly an iconic artist of the highest esteem. But more than that, he is one of the most incredible humanitarians I've ever experienced. He gives, and I know where he gets it from. His father's incredible. And his father has helped the community for decades. And the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, like they say. And I can honestly say that tonight is one of the great nights of us Latinos, because we are celebrating the understanding of Chirla, and we're supporting them, and at the same time, we're saying thank you to one of the most profound artists that I've ever met in my life, like I said. Lin Manuel Miranda, you are truly a gift, not only to us, the Latino community, but to the world. You've shown in just very short periods of time now how your mastery and your genius. Hamilton is a masterful piece of work. In the Heights is amazing. Your movie In the Heights was just extraordinary. Everything about what you've touched throughout your time period has been really an excellence in artistry, in humanness, and in storytelling. You are one of the great storytellers of all time. So tonight we say thank you to you, Lin Manuel, by giving you this Journey to Justice Award. On behalf of Chirla and myself, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the countless amount of hours and time you've spent developing yourself as a storyteller and then devoting your storytelling to the lives that we lead and to the Latino community by telling our stories. I've done it, and I remember the first time I met you. We sat outside on steps, you, myself, and your wife, and we had just had a little bite to eat, and we were sitting there, and you were so respectful of me. You gave me so much of your humility and your understanding and your love, and boy, you just couldn't stop giving that to me the full time you're there. Such a humble person you are, and you, my dear friend, are truly a genius. And I thank you so much for giving me the respect, because all I say to you is you have my total respect and my love and my thanks for being on time. We needed you a lot, and you've come through, and you will continue to do that on your journey to justice. That's what you are, a storyteller that will allow us to experience ourselves to the highest level. Chirla, you've done a great thing throughout your years, but tonight it's exceptional. We honor one of the true iconic people and masters of the art form of storytelling in our community that we've ever had. So again, thank you, Chirla, but especially Lin Manuel Miranda. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to give you the Journey to Justice Award this evening. Everyone, please give this man the love and respect that he deserves. Thank you so much, Lin Manuel. My love to your family and to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward James Olmos, for those words. I agree, the power of our stories is undeniable. Hello, my name is Emmanuel Lopez Alonso. I am an actor and dancer born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I'm very humbled to join you this evening. Thank you. I am uniquely connected to both Chirla and our Journey to Justice Award honoree, Mr. Lin Manuel Miranda. I played the role of Emiliano in Churla's new feature film, America's Family, and I had the good fortune of being cast in the Broadway musical turned movie In the Heights. Now, thank you. This musical was the first one I ever saw back in 2008 when it came to Puerto Rico, and I can tell you that it changed my life forever. It inspired me to pursue a career in the arts. And who would have known that 11 years later, I would be lucky enough to step into that dream by performing in the film. I want you to know that as an actor developing my craft, I have looked up to both of these icons. I can attest that the one thing that I love most about this is how many more opportunities are available for people who look like me because of the path they paved. Both of these men, along with so many amazing artists and pioneers, have demonstrated leadership through art and advocacy. They have brought our stories forth to the people, shown our complexities, but most importantly, they have humanized our experiences for the masses. Movies like In the Heights and America's Family not only have shown the difficult things that immigrants have to experience in America, but they have also shown that we are just like everyone else, that we have families, that we cry, that we suffer, that we fight, that we laugh, that we love and want to be loved, that we are human too. I am pleased to be part of the next generation of artists who have given their talents and voice to elevate the immigrant image and to fight against negative portrayals. We are here to celebrate 35 years of lifting immigrant voices, and we need your help to ensure that they are louder than ever. This right here, this is our story. Now let's keep owning our power. Thank you. And now with you, it is my honor to present to you the incredible Mr. Lin Manuel Miranda to receive his award.
Mi gente, Chirla family, friends, and supporters, it is my absolute pleasure to accept and receive the Journey to Justice Award from such a powerful organization and leader in the immigrants' rights movement. Felicidades on your big 35. And thank you, Edward James Olmos, for those kind words and for being a mentor to me ever since you first came to see In the Heights way back in 2008. That was the beginning of an incredible friendship, and I'm so grateful for your everything. So much has happened in the past 4 years since I connected with the work of Chirla. I met Angelica in 2017 when I joined the Hispanic Federation in convening 12 impactful nonprofits, a justice supergroup, providing life-changing support to undocumented and mixed status families. Our vision was clear: to uplift and support the needed work on the ground. Mission Chirla has been fostering and growing for decades. I'm proud we met that moment together, and now it's time to do it again. I wrote the lines, "Immigrants, we get the job done" in Hamilton. And I have to tell you, I did not realize the impact it would have on our communities. It's one line, and it's never repeated in the show, but it struck a chord. I heard from so many people that those words reminded them that we had to fight back against the lies being told about us, about our community. It was more than a phrase. It was a reality we saw in our daily lives. It was a sentiment of pride to remind everyone, to remind ourselves even, we aren't just guests here. We participate. We belong. From Mexico to the Philippines, from Haiti to Honduras, to our brothers and sisters from Africa to the Middle East, immigrants deserve dignity and inclusion, and we need real reform now. Despite insurmountable odds, the job is still getting done. We have seen the heroics of immigrants in a way that can never be denied. From the farm workers feeding this country to the document folks saving lives, the pandemic put immigrant values and dedication to this country on full display. Sadly, COVID-19 economically shook the homes and claimed the lives of Latinos at double the rates of other groups. This country can never repay them for their deep sacrifice, but it's time it begins to try. Again, I'm honored to have my art and partnership recognized. I would like to thank my mother and father for instilling a deep sense of pride in me, California community members for their leadership and courage, Chirla staff for advancing and protecting lives with care and love, and all of you for being part of the story. Se les quiere. Gracias.
No queremos que termine este año sin que nos den la ciudadanía.
Porque necesitamos una legalización para todos, que incluya a toda la comunidad.
Nosotros aportamos mucho a este país y para que nuestra voz no sea escuchada al fin del día es algo muy devastante.
Nosotros necesitamos a todos los que puedan venir a marchar porque necesitamos que vean nuestras caras, que escuchen nuestras historias.
Pero también si no hacemos nada, pues más tardado va a ser. Entonces por eso es que ocupamos más gente que se una con nosotros.
Necesitamos ser claros con el Congreso. ¿A qué venimos aquí?
Exigimos una avenida para la ciudadanía y no nomás un parole o algo temporario, porque eso ya lo tenemos y merecemos más.
No paper this time. I just want to speak from my heart. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to celebrate 35 years with you, with Chirla. Es un honor para mí haber estado aquí como su presentadora. And yes, we still need everyone to get those QR codes from your table, 5, 10, 15, 25, whatever you got, whatever you want to give. We still have time for that. La gente que está en casita, si pueden por favor donar de su corazón lo que les tengan, lo que tengan que dar, se lo agradeceríamos mucho en nombre de Chirla. I do have to go home and sleep now because tomorrow I get up at 3 in the morning to go to work. So I invite all of you to listen to us in KLOV 107.5. Again, congratulations. It was my honor. ¿Y quién va a dar dinero hoy? Who's going to give money today? Yes? Todos. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. And now the Delirians se quedan con ellos. Gracias. Buenas noches.
Yeah. Once again, we are the Delirians. This next song is a little message to give a little love. We can all give a little love. So don't forget, whatever you can give helps, everything helps. We got to do this together. is that life is such a beautiful thing. And I don't need to show you. All you have to do is search within yourself. And every day we're living is a day that we should be grateful for the opportunity to be alive, to be someone, to breathe the air and feel the sun. Oh, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit of love to your brothers and your sisters too. Give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit of love to the world around you. Although we live in struggle, we seek the light for everyone. Yeah. We need to love each other. We need to care for everyone. Give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit of love to your brothers and your sisters too. Give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit of love to your worst enemy too. Give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit, give a little bit of love. Take a little bit, take a little bit, take a little bit, take a little bit, take a little bit of time. Thank you. Congratulations, Chirla, one more time, 35 years. Another 35 to go.